Zambezi Katimulilo is Governor of the Zambezi Region, Lawrence Sampofu. Good afternoon, Governor, and thank you so much for making time for us. Sampofu, good afternoon. Thank you so much for making time. Good afternoon to you, Governor. Governor Sampofu, good afternoon.
I can hear you. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well under the circumstances, Governor. Thank you for your patience and thank you for joining us. How are you and how are the people of Zambezi during this difficult time for our country?
Well, we are well, though we are mourning our hero. Everything is so far, it's okay.
There is consensus, Governor, that the death of President Nujoma has impacted Namibia and its future. What do you make of the impact of President Nujoma's death on this country?
President Nujoma's death has touched everybody in Namibia and also here in Zambezi Region. Yeah, many people, they are sober, but they are mourning. More especially the elder people, they loved and they love our founding father so much. They say that's the man who liberated us, the man who brought independence for us, the man who brought everything for Namibia.
Governor, please talk to us about encounters that you had with the founding president. Is there any incident, any memory that stands out?
Yes, we joined the liberation struggle from this region in 1975. A very big number of over 500 youth we joined. That was from June up to September 1975. We did our training in Shatotwa military base in Zambia. And in December, that's when we met him for the first time at a parade. And after the parade, we managed to shake hands with him for the first time. That was in 1975. And after that training, we started fighting from Zambia into Namibia from 1976 to 1978 for myself and my group. Then we were transferred to Angola. Yeah, during the war here in Zambezi region, as we know, the armed struggle was launched on 26 August 1966 at Ongulumbashi, where the first battle was. After that battle, most of the battles took place here in Zambezi region from 1967 up to 1980. Most of the battles were fought here. Yeah, because that time Angola was not yet liberated. When Angola got its independence on 11 November 1975, then many people from the north, the rest of Namibia, that part, including Kavango, they started flocking to Angola so that we fight for our independence. And I met several times the founding father in Angola. We went to Angola when the front, this Eastern Front, was closed in 1978. And I met him several times in Angola as the commander-in-chief of the People's Liberation Army of Namibia. He used to visit our camps in Angola and also at the front line, the battle area. When we were there in southern Angola, I met him twice there in Kunene region, Kunene province of Angola. Yes.
Thank you for sharing that, Governor. Now, President Nujoma has been hailed as a unifier. In what ways did he make the people of Zambezi feel part and parcel of this country?
As we know that this country was divided into Bantustans, it was meant that we should not know each other as Namibians, so that we are colonized physically in our Bantustans without knowing the next person the other side. And President Nujoma made sure that he explained the aim of the colonialists, why they brought Bantustan in Namibia, is because that we are divided, we do not know each other and all this. But he united us. He was calling on the radio Namibia from abroad for us to go and join the liberation struggle so that we liberate ourselves from colonialism. This unity he was calling for united us. The People's Liberation Army of Namibia was a solid team, a solid force, comprised of all tribes in Namibia. We were all made to understand that we are one as Namibia, as Namibians. And that brought all the Namibian people to also support the liberation movement, the liberation struggle through SWAPO Party. The People's Liberation Army of Namibia was not a tribal thing. It was a force which was meant only to liberate Namibia from colonial South Africa. And that we have seen the dedication of the founding president. In him, we saw the symbol of nationalism. He was a nationalist. He had no discriminatory manners or whatever. And as a nationalist, he made sure that we are all brought in one party, the party, SWAPO Party, and also the Plan People's Liberation Army of Namibia. As a nationalist also, he made sure that all sections of the Namibian nation, all sectors were united. And we kept that unity. It's a unity that brought us to see independence. Founding Father was a freedom fighter. A freedom fighter in the sense that he lobbied the international community for weapons, for food, uniforms, and everything, so that we have that support and also to unite us, for us to make sure that we get our independence. Founding Father is a Pan-Africanist. Imagine going out of Namibia alone. That's braveness, that's bravery, selflessness, courageous and visionary leadership. Going outside of the country alone, never knowing that what is going to meet there, what is going to eat, or whatever, where he's going to sleep. But he left the country because he loved Namibia so much. He loved the Namibian nation so much. He met, as a Pan-Africanist, other leaders like Kenneth Kaunda, Julius Nyerere, Nkrumah, Ghana, in Egypt and all these countries, Kenya, the Jomo Kenyatta there, and all these. As a Pan-Africanist, he also attended the formation of Organization of African Unity in 1963. That's why we celebrate 25th May. That's Africa Day. He was there in 1963 when the OAU was formed. That is Pan-Africanist. He organized African countries, European countries, the communist countries, and all this to support the liberation struggle of Namibia. He is in Africa's hero because he did not only fight only for Namibia or the Southern Africa. he fought for all of Africa. As Kwame Nkrumah put it, that Africa will be considered free if all the countries which are colonized are also free. And that's the theme which our president, founding father, was also preaching. So we lost a visionary leader, we lost the founding father, and we lost the father of the Namibian nation. I remember in all the parades that we had as People's Liberation Namibia is coming to address us in southern Angola, was always telling us, go and fight, everybody must be brave, everybody must know why you are fighting for. Well, let's fight to liberate the Namibian people. So our main aim is to meet in Windhoek, and we did that.
Governor, as we're slowly starting to wrap up our conversation this afternoon, as you would know, the journey of leadership is marred with multiple challenges. Which were the significant challenges that President Nujoma had to endure during his tenure? And more importantly, how did he overcome those?
Yes, you see, when you introduce something new to the people, there is always a resistance. Yeah. And in forming SWAPO as a party, there were some resistance. There were those who were supporting the South African regime. There were those who were supporting SWAPO or other parties. And that was a challenge to bring together that nation. But he managed. The other challenge was to form up the military wing of SWAPO, that is the People's Liberation Army of Namibia. Where could we get these people into all this? So he had to go on the radio in Tanzania and also in Congo Brazzaville, where we had SWAPO radios, to inform us that come, Namibians, come and join the liberation struggle, come and join the People's Liberation Army of Namibia. So it was a challenge at the beginning to form up the People's Liberation Army of Namibia. But we managed. Now, when the People's Liberation Army of Namibia is formed, the challenges were to get weapons, how to feed these people, and all these things. So these were challenges, very serious challenges. So he had to lobby the communist countries, including Cuba, to train Namibian people so that they are ready to come and fight in Namibia, and also to arm us with weapons. You cannot come and fight South Africa with a stick. So we had to be armed. And that was a challenge to get all these weapons for us to carry out the armed struggle. And here in Namibia also, you know, as we were so much divided by apartheid, so we had to bring in the national reconciliation policy. It was a challenge so that people could kill each other and all these things. There were those who were killed and they had to revenge. But the national policy worked very well so that we live as Namibians. The sector where the national reconciliation policy worked so much is in the armed forces.
Thank you, Governor.
To create the Namibian Defense Force. People were fighting against each other. We had weapons in these bases when we started with NDF. But there was no day one person could point a gun to the other. So national reconciliation policy worked very well in the armed forces and the whole country as a whole. Now to put up the economy. The economy, as we know, we found nothing when we started in 1990. So it was a big challenge how to put up all the ministries, all the sectors of economy and all these things.
Thank you, Governor.
Yes.
Lutumezi, Governor, and condolences to you and the people of Zambezi.
Thank you very much. So
Inshallah.
we also convey our condolences to the family and to the Namibian people.
Lutumezi.
Letumeza Shangwe.
Inshallah. That was the first citizen of the Zambezi region, Governor Lawrence Sampofu, with his take on the life and legacy of Namibia's founding president, the father of the Namibian nation, President Sam Shafishuna Nujoma, who passed away in the Namibian capital this past Saturday, the 8th day of February 2025. And with that, we've come to the end of this segment on this special tribute broadcast.